As advancements in artificial intelligence (AI) continue to accelerate, a prevailing concern among workers across various industries is whether their jobs are at risk. However, recent analyses suggest that an AI-induced jobs apocalypse is not imminent. In fact, the reality is more nuanced, highlighting a complex interaction between technology and the labor market. On May 26, 2025, a feature from The Economist explored this multifaceted issue, emphasizing that while AI capabilities are indeed expanding, enabling machines to perform tasks ranging from drafting reports to generating video content, the anticipated mass job displacement has yet to materialize. Almost every week the world takes another step towards artificial superintelligence, the article notes, acknowledging the remarkable progress in AI technology. However, the report challenges the narrative of widespread job loss, pointing out that many roles are likely to adapt rather than vanish. Experts suggest that the integration of AI in the workplace often leads to an augmentation of human skills rather than outright replacement. For example, while AI can handle data analysis with great efficiency, the need for human oversight, creativity, and emotional intelligence remains critical in many sectors. AI will change the nature of work, but it won't eliminate the need for human workers, said an industry analyst who spoke on the condition of anonymity. This perspective underscores the importance of reskilling the workforce to meet the evolving demands brought on by technological advancements. Moreover, historical trends indicate that technological revolutions typically create new job categories even as they render certain positions obsolete. The Economist highlights that the fears surrounding AI's impact on employment mirrors past anxieties experienced during previous technological shifts, such as the Industrial Revolution. In those instances, while many traditional jobs disappeared, new industries and opportunities emerged, ultimately resulting in a net increase in employment. Current data reinforces this notion. Labor markets are seeing growth in sectors such as AI management, data privacy, and technology ethics. These fields require a human touch and are becoming increasingly essential as organizations navigate the complexities introduced by AI technologies. For instance, the rising demand for data scientists and AI ethicists illustrates the shift toward roles that require a deep understanding of both technology and its implications for society. As we look toward the future, the relationship between AI and jobs will likely continue to evolve. While some anxiety remains justified, experts urge a balanced view that recognizes the potential for AI to enhance productivity and create new opportunities. The key will be in how we embrace these changes and prepare our workforce for the skills needed in this new landscape, the analyst stated. In conclusion, while AI is indeed transforming the workplace, the notion that it will lead to widespread job loss is an oversimplification. As industries adapt and evolve, a proactive approach toward education and reskilling will be vital in ensuring that the workforce is prepared to thrive alongside AI advancements. The future may not be devoid of challenges, but it also holds the promise of new employment opportunities that can arise from the very technologies that some fear will eliminate jobs. McDonald's has once again captured the hearts of toy collectors and fast food enthusiasts alike by reintroducing its popular Squishmallows Happy Meal after a 2-year hiatus. This revival comes as the fast food giant recognizes the growing demand for these plush toys, which have become a sensation since their original launch. As of May 2025, customers can once again enjoy their favorite meals accompanied by a delightful assortment of Squishmallows, ensuring that both nostalgia and novelty play a significant role in this promotion. The Squishmallows Happy Meal debuted earlier this month, featuring 12 unique designs, marking the first return of these toys since late 2023. You've waited patiently for 2 years, and we want to let all collectors know there's a new squad on the block that you won't want to miss out on, McDonald's stated on its corporate website. This enthusiastic message reflects the company's understanding of its audience, especially as the demand for collectibles continues to rise. Among the new offerings is Hallie, an intergalactic axolotl, making her debut as a never-before-seen character. This edition highlights McDonald's commitment to innovation within its product line while also aligning with a broader trend of incorporating unique and engaging characters into promotional items. The Squishmallows, originally launched in 2017 by Jazzwares, a subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway, rapidly gained popularity during the pandemic, thriving on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Their appeal has only grown with collaborations that span franchises like Pokémon, Star Wars, and Harry Potter. The 12 designs in the current McDonald's Happy Meal offer a variety of personalities and traits, catering to a wide audience. The lineup includes Babs, a blue and white blue jay who loves superheroes, Charles, a pickle with a fanciful mustache, and Cookie, a pink flamingo aspiring to be a botanist. Each character comes with a character hang tag that provides personal details and an interactive game code, further enhancing the collectible experience. The Squishmallows phenomenon extends beyond mere toys. They have become a cultural touchstone for many, captivating both children and adult collectors. As McDonald's taps into this lucrative market, the company not only revitalizes its Happy Meal offering but also reinforces its brand identity as a fun and family-friendly dining option. The limited-time availability of these toys encourages urgency among consumers, a tactic that has proven effective in driving sales. Looking ahead, the impact of this resurgence could lead to further collaborations and expansions within the realm of collectible toys tied to fast food promotions. With the ongoing evolution of consumer preferences, particularly in the realms of nostalgia and collectibles, McDonald's appears well positioned to continue leveraging its iconic Happy Meal to engage customers in new and innovative ways. As the excitement builds around these plush toys, one can only wonder what other beloved characters might make their way into future promotions, maintaining the brand's relevance in a competitive marketplace. In our fast-paced world where productivity often feels like the ultimate goal, many individuals find themselves grappling with an invisible yet debilitating adversary: energy depletion. While burnout is typically associated with overwhelming workloads and relentless deadlines, recent insights reveal that the source of this fatigue may lie in seemingly innocuous daily habits. In a recent article for Forbes, psychologist Mark Travers identifies 3 common habits that quietly sap our energy, underscoring the importance of self-awareness in combating this often overlooked issue. The first habit highlighted is scattered attention. In an age dominated by digital distractions, many people find themselves multitasking, switching between apps, engaging in conversations while consuming media, and juggling numerous responsibilities. While this fragmented approach may feel productive, research tells a different story. A study published in Developmental Review indicates that heavy media multitaskers often perform poorly on attention-related tasks despite their belief in their multitasking abilities. This behavior is tied to sensation-seeking traits which can compromise one's executive attention system, crucial for maintaining focus and emotional regulation. The hidden cost of this scattered attention is diminished performance and increased mental fatigue. Travers advocates for intentional focus, emphasizing that dedicating your full attention to a single task can enhance productivity and rejuvenate mental resources. Another insidious energy-draining habit is decision fatigue, stemming from trivial choices. Each day individuals make countless micro-decisions, from what to wear to what to eat, often striving for optimal outcomes. However, the cumulative effect of these seemingly minor choices can lead to significant mental exhaustion. Research published in the Journal of Health Psychology illustrates that each decision, no matter how small, depletes a limited pool of cognitive resources. The phenomenon of decision fatigue can impair attention and self-control, resulting in lapses in judgment. To combat this, Travers recommends automating or batching trivial decisions, such as planning outfits or meals in advance, to conserve mental energy for more meaningful tasks. The final habit Travers addresses is what he terms performing wellness. In a culture that often equates busyness with self-care, individuals may engage in wellness routines not for their intrinsic value but for external validation. This skewed perspective can lead to additional stress rather than relaxation, as social media perpetuates idealized and often unattainable wellness standards. True self-care should be tailored to one's unique needs rather than conforming to societal pressures. The founders of Four Branches Bourbon, who are veterans from all branches of the U.S. military, embody this principle by emphasizing the importance of authenticity in their product offerings, which honor military service and personal sacrifices. Overall, these insights serve as a vital reminder that our energy management is intricately connected to our daily habits and choices. By recognizing and addressing these energy-draining behaviors, individuals can reclaim their focus and emotional bandwidth, paving the way for a more balanced and fulfilling life. As we move forward, the challenge lies in cultivating awareness and making intentional choices that truly support our well-being, steering away from the distractions and pressures that characterize modern living. The future calls for a more mindful approach to how we engage with our daily routines, fostering an environment where genuine self-care can thrive. As the long-running game show Wheel of Fortune continues to captivate audiences with its mix of luck and skill, a recent episode has sparked an intense debate among fans about host Ryan Seacrest's role in guiding contestants through the intricacies of the game. The discussion centers on a notable incident from the May 20th episode where contestant Chad Benner, a DJ and minister from Wheelersburg, Ohio, faced a potentially game-altering oversight. In a post on Reddit, user Pink Fairy Kitten highlighted that Seacrest failed to remind Benner about the opportunity to utilize his wildcard, a gameplay element that allows contestants to exchange it for an additional letter call when landing on a special wedge. The user recounted how Benner, who was already in a precarious position after landing on bankrupt during the mystery round, could have exchanged his wild card for a more advantageous guess instead of spinning again without that crucial reminder. He landed on $3,500 again, called an R and got 2. And again Ryan said nothing. He spun without Ryan ever reminding him that he could have given up the wild card for another guess, Pink Fairy Kitten lamented, illustrating the missed opportunity that ultimately cost Benner both the wild card and a significant sum of money. This incident has ignited a broader conversation about the responsibilities of game show hosts. Should Seacrest take a more proactive approach in reminding contestants of gameplay options, particularly in complex scenarios that may not be readily apparent to players? Supporters of this view argue that a reminder would enhance the fairness of the competition and potentially lead to better outcomes for contestants. "I think the host should remind them," Pink Fairy Kitten concluded, citing the rarity of the wildcard opportunity and the stakes involved. However, not all fans agree. Another Reddit user, Mel34760, countered that they appreciated when former host Pat Sajak refrained from such reminders, suggesting that the wildcard's value is often higher in the bonus round. "Unless you are far behind and need to catch up, that wildcard is far more valuable in the bonus round," Mel34760 argued, highlighting the strategic nuances contestants must navigate. Amid these differing perspectives, a third user, Struck Never, speculated that prior producers may have encouraged hosts to offer reminders to ensure contestants maximize their chances in the bonus round, possibly aiming to keep the game competitive and engaging for viewers. This reflects a deeper tension in game show production, balancing the integrity of the competition with the entertainment value it provides to audiences. The incident raises critical questions about the role of the host in enhancing the game's accessibility and fairness. Should Seacrest adopt a more hands-on approach to guide contestants through the rules, or is it the responsibility of players to be familiar with the game's mechanics? As fans weigh in with their opinions, the discussion underscores the evolving dynamics of game show hosting in an era where audience engagement and contestant experience are paramount. Looking forward, it will be intriguing to see if Seacrest adjusts his approach in upcoming episodes, potentially integrating more reminders into his hosting style. As Wheel of Fortune continues its legacy, the interplay between strategy, skill, and the host's influence will remain a focal point of viewer engagement and debate. For now, fans remain eager to see how this ongoing dialogue shapes the future of one of television's most beloved game shows. In an era where digital currencies are increasingly becoming a focal point for financial institutions, recent discussions have emerged highlighting the potential synergy between traditional banking systems and stablecoins. As global banking giants look for innovative ways to bolster their security and reduce risks, the integration of stablecoins into mainstream finance appears to be a promising avenue. Stablecoins, cryptocurrencies pegged to stable assets such as fiat currencies, offer a unique advantage. They combine the speed and efficiency of digital transactions with the stability of traditional currencies. This hybrid nature makes them an attractive option for banks seeking to navigate the volatile waters of the cryptocurrency market without sacrificing reliability. As one financial analyst noted, stablecoins could provide the liquidity and speed that traditional banks have struggled to achieve in digital transactions. The growing interest in stablecoins is underscored by the recent discussions among major banks regarding collaborative frameworks that could facilitate their integration. By leveraging stablecoins, banks might not only streamline their payment processes but also enhance their risk management strategies. The ability to conduct instantaneous transactions coupled with reduced transaction costs positions stablecoins as a viable alternative to more established forms of currency exchange. However, the path to widespread adoption is not without challenges. Regulatory scrutiny remains a significant hurdle. As governments around the world grapple with how to classify and regulate stablecoins, the potential for misuse in money laundering and financial fraud raises valid concerns, prompting calls for clearer regulatory guidelines. Without a robust regulatory framework, the risks associated with stablecoins could outweigh their benefits, cautioned a prominent economist in the field. Furthermore, the current technological infrastructure of many banks may require significant upgrades to accommodate stablecoin transactions effectively. This transition entails not only financial investment but also a cultural shift within institutions that have traditionally been resistant to change. As banks embrace digital transformation, the successful integration of stablecoins may serve as a litmus test for their adaptability in an increasingly digital economy. Looking ahead, the future of stablecoins in banking appears promising, contingent on overcoming regulatory hurdles and embracing technological innovations. As discussions continue and partnerships form, it remains to be seen how quickly and effectively banks can adapt to this evolving landscape. The outcome of these developments could redefine financial transactions, paving the way for a more interconnected and efficient banking system. In an age where agility is paramount, those who can successfully navigate the complexities of stablecoins may find themselves at the forefront of the next financial revolution. On June 20, 2025, the iconic film Jaws will celebrate its 50th anniversary, a milestone that invites both nostalgia and critical reflection. Directed by Steven Spielberg and based on Peter Benchley's novel, Jaws is heralded as the film that birthed the summer blockbuster while simultaneously shaping public perceptions of sharks in a way that has endured for decades. However, as we mark this anniversary, it is essential to recognize not only the film's cultural impact but also the evolution of our understanding of sharks and the ocean since its release. Upon its debut, Jaws altered the narrative around sharks, depicting them as cunning predators intent on attacking unsuspecting swimmers. This portrayal fueled a widespread fear of sharks, leading to a series of detrimental consequences such as increases in shark hunting and negative public sentiment towards these creatures. In the decades that followed, every shark bite was sensationalized, reinforcing a belief that sharks were inherently dangerous. As Chris Pepinneff, a public policy expert, notes, the rogue narrative of sharks gaining a taste for human flesh predated Jaws, but the film undoubtedly amplified this perception, undermining conservation efforts and leading to further harm to shark populations. The film's impact extended beyond entertainment. It effectively established a genre of animal attack films that continued to propagate the idea of rogue animals attacking humans. This narrative was not only fictional but also became a tool for politicians and policymakers. Pepinneff introduced the term Jaws effect to describe how politicians have historically used cinematic narratives to justify policies that target sharks, often to the detriment of conservation efforts. He notes that the Jaws effect can be seen as a political instrument that uses films to reinforce three themes: that sharks are intentionally hunting people, that shark bites are fatal events, and that killing individual sharks will solve the problem. Despite these alarming trends, the last few decades have witnessed a shift in public perception of sharks. Today, there is a growing recognition of the ecological importance of sharks and a movement towards conservation. In fact, Jaws has inadvertently contributed to this shift by sparking interest in marine biology and shark research. Many shark conservationists, including Valerie Taylor and Leonard Campagno, connected to the film, leveraged its popularity to promote awareness and protection of shark species. As we reflect on the legacy of Jaws, it becomes evident that the film's narrative is being rewritten. The public is increasingly engaged in shark conservation, with campaigns aimed at educating beachgoers about the importance of sharks to marine ecosystems. In 2025, sharks are viewed more positively, with conservation initiatives gaining traction and community awards like the Jawsy recognizing genuine beach safety efforts rather than sensationalism. The conversation around sharks today is not isolated, it connects to broader ecological discussions, such as recent media portrayals of orcas allegedly attacking boats in the Strait of Gibraltar. These narratives echo the rogue themes established by Jaws and remind us of the ongoing challenges in public understanding of animal behavior. Moving forward, it is crucial to continue evolving our understanding of sharks and marine ecology. As Pepin Neff suggests, our reading of the movie Real Life Sharks, the public, and our beaches are all evolving. The legacy of Jaws should not only be one of fear but also of education, conservation, and respect for the complexities of marine life. As we enter a new era of shark conservation, the lessons learned from Jaws must guide us towards a more balanced and informed perspective on these magnificent creatures and the evolving landscape of multiple myeloma treatment. A systematic review and meta-analysis published in the Blood Cancer Journal presents compelling evidence challenging the long-held standard of observation for patients with smoldering multiple myeloma (SMM). The research, led by an esteemed team of oncologists including Ioannis Stathopoulos and Charalampos Philippatos, scrutinizes existing randomized controlled trials to explore whether early therapeutic intervention can significantly improve patient outcomes. Smoldering multiple myeloma, characterized as a precursor state between monoclonal gammopathy of undetermined significance (MGUS) and symptomatic multiple myeloma, has traditionally been managed through a watchful waiting approach. This strategy is predicated on the presumption that many patients may never progress to active disease. However, recent findings suggest that early treatment, particularly for high-risk patients, could delay disease progression and enhance overall survival rates. The meta-analysis evaluated data from 5 studies, encompassing 844 patients deemed at intermediate or high risk for progression to symptomatic myeloma. A striking 60% reduction in the risk of disease progression or death was observed among those who received treatment compared to those who were merely monitored. The findings also indicated that treatment significantly extended time to progression, with a 58% lower risk of progressing to symptomatic myeloma. Early intervention not only appears to delay disease progression but may also improve overall survival outcomes in patients at high risk, Ioannis Stathopoulos noted. The analysis revealed a 45% decreased risk of mortality in treated patients, although the authors cautioned that overall survival data remains limited and further investigation is warranted. While the potential benefits of early treatment are clear, the study also highlighted significant safety concerns. Patients undergoing active treatment experienced a 3.5-fold higher risk of serious adverse events compared to those on observation. This underscores the necessity for vigilant monitoring of treatment-related toxicities, an aspect that must be balanced against the potential advantages of early intervention. The research aligns with a growing body of evidence suggesting a paradigm shift in the management of SMM. Current guidelines predominantly advocate for observation, particularly for low and intermediate risk patients, due to concerns about exposing individuals to unnecessary toxicities. However, the emergence of new prognostic markers and therapeutic strategies is prompting a re-evaluation of this approach. High-risk patients who face a progression rate of up to 50% within 2 years may benefit from participation in clinical trials assessing early treatment strategies. The authors advocate for a risk-adapted management approach whereby high-risk patients are considered for early therapeutic interventions, while low-risk patients continue with routine observation. The implications of this research extend beyond immediate treatment decisions. As the understanding of risk stratification evolves, so too does the opportunity for personalized treatment plans that could enhance patient outcomes. The integration of genomic data circulating tumor cells and novel biomarkers is anticipated to refine risk predictions further. In conclusion, this meta-analysis underscores the significant benefits of early therapeutic intervention in selected patients with smoldering multiple myeloma. As the field moves forward, ongoing research will be crucial in determining the optimal management strategies that balance efficacy with safety. Future studies are expected to provide more robust data on long-term survival outcomes and the impact of early intervention on quality of life, paving the way for a more nuanced approach to treating this complex condition. As individuals approach retirement, a significant question often arises: what impact does the decision to retire have on one's lifespan? This inquiry has prompted extensive research revealing a complex interplay between work health and longevity. In 2016, researchers at Oregon State University suggested that delaying retirement had minimal effects on mortality rates. Their findings, published in the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health, posited that extended employment could correlate with longer life, primarily due to increased social engagement and physical activity associated with work. Change Witho, the lead researcher of the study, noted among healthy retirees a 1 year older age at retirement was associated with an 11% lower risk of all-cause mortality. This assertion fueled the notion that prolonged working life might confer survival benefits. However, Wu acknowledged a critical caveat: you'd have a long way to go to prove causation. He remarked in response to the common misinterpretation of correlation as causation. Proving a direct cause-and-effect relationship in this context would require randomized control trials, which are often deemed unethical or impractical. Subsequent studies have painted a more nuanced picture. A 2020 investigation by a Dutch research team found that early retirement did not correlate with increased mortality risk. Interestingly, their findings indicated that retiring on time might be linked to a higher mortality risk, potentially due to the healthy worker effect, where employed individuals generally possess better health than those who are unemployed. This implies that many studies fail to consider the health status of individuals prior to retirement, leading to potentially biased conclusions, further complicating the narrative. A meta-analysis conducted by economists at Marche Polytechnic University in Italy reviewed 308 observations from 85 studies published between 2000 and 2021. The analysis found that while 28% of studies suggested retirement improves health, 60% reported no statistically significant effects and only 12% indicated a decline in health following retirement. In 2024, another significant study published in Nature Scientific Reports examined the factors contributing to a healthy working life expectancy among 11,540 adults in the English longitudinal study of aging. This research emphasized that maintaining physical and mental well-being alongside supportive job environments is crucial for prolonging working life. Neglecting these aspects could lead to premature retirement. A systematic review published in Aging and Society earlier this year further corroborated these findings, concluding that retirement could have adverse effects on health, particularly concerning physical functioning and overall mortality. The authors of the review noted that the relationship between health and retirement is complex, influenced by both work-related and individual factors, including pre-retirement health. The implications of these studies are profound. They suggest that the decision to retire is not solely a financial consideration but also a health-related one. Factors such as personal health status, the meaning of work in one's life, and social support systems can significantly shape the retirement experience and its subsequent impact on longevity. As retirement approaches, individuals are encouraged to reflect on their lifestyle choices and health. Actuarial projections for life expectancy can be revealing. For example, those retiring at 60 may still have decades of life ahead. Such calculators underscore the importance of planning not just for financial stability but also for an engaging and fulfilling retirement. In conclusion, the path to retirement is deeply personal and multifaceted. While research indicates that the relationship between retirement and longevity is intricate and influenced by various factors, the ultimate decision should be a well-considered one, taking into account individual health, personal aspirations, and lifestyle choices. As society continues to evolve, the conversation around retirement will undoubtedly advance, providing further insights into how best to navigate this significant life transition. Individuals are encouraged to actively shape their retirement narrative, ensuring that it aligns with their unique desires and health circumstances. In the evolving landscape of American television, a distinct shift is taking place as Hollywood embraces a wave of conservative programming reflective of the broader cultural and political currents stirred by the Trump administration's anti-diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) agenda. This resurgence of what some are calling the MAGA era in entertainment is marked by a resurgence of traditional values and a pivot away from the inclusivity that characterized much of the previous decade. Consider the reality series Farmer Wants a Wife, which has captivated viewers with its blend of romantic aspirations and rural charm. The show features contestants like Julia, a Malibu model who professes a desire for a traditional family life but balks at the idea of manual labor. In stark contrast, Grace, aspiring to be a stay-at-home mom, and Jordan, a Nashville country singer willing to relocate for love, further illustrate the program's focus on conventional values. While the contestants may not openly discuss politics, their narratives fit seamlessly into the broader trend of conservative programming that is reshaping the television landscape. This transformation comes at a time when Hollywood faces significant challenges, including shrinking production rates and declining viewership across traditional media. A report from Film LA indicates that television and feature film production in Los Angeles dropped by 30% in the first quarter of 2025 compared to the previous year. In response to these pressures, producers are increasingly turning to content that resonates with a conservative audience, suggesting a shift in what is seen as commercially viable. Colin Whalen, a former studio executive, notes, "More conservative projects are getting greenlit," emphasizing that the market is responding to a demand for shows that align with traditional values. This trend is evident in the popularity of series like Yellowstone, which has garnered a massive following through its portrayal of heartland themes and rugged individualism. The emergence of platforms like Truth Plus, launched by Trump Media and Technology Group, underscores the industry's pivot toward family-friendly, uncancelable programming. This streaming service prioritizes content that aligns with conservative narratives, further fueling the trend within Hollywood. Interestingly, this conservative shift comes alongside a hesitance to embrace more progressive content. Carrie Twigg, a production executive, observes a generalized chill in the industry, where narratives featuring diverse and non-white leads are increasingly sidelined. "I've heard from multiple executives that there's a noticeable hesitancy around content perceived as too progressive," she remarks, highlighting the impact of the current political climate on creative storytelling. The implications of this transformation are profound. As the industry moves towards a model that favors reactionary politics over inclusivity, it risks alienating younger audiences who demand representation and diverse narratives. Gen Z, for instance, is more likely to turn to platforms like TikTok and YouTube, where authenticity and inclusivity are often prioritized over traditional storytelling methods. Moreover, the corporate environment in Hollywood is shifting under the weight of political pressures. Executives are increasingly cautious about producing content that could be perceived as too liberal, fearing repercussions from the current administration. This atmosphere of self-censorship raises questions about the future of diverse storytelling and the potential for a regressive narrative landscape. As Hollywood grapples with these changes, the success of original inclusive content cannot be overlooked. Films like Ryan Coogler's Sinners, which has emerged as a box office success, demonstrate that there remains a robust appetite for narratives that reflect a broader spectrum of experiences. Twigg warns that aligning creative strategies with fleeting political moments could be a short-sighted approach given the lengthy development cycles in film and television. Looking ahead, the challenge for Hollywood will be to navigate this complex landscape while maintaining relevance and resonance with its audience. As producers and studios respond to shifting viewer preferences, the path they choose could either lead to a more inclusive future or further entrench existing divisions within the entertainment space. With the industry's direction still uncertain, one thing is clear. The impact of these cultural shifts will be felt for years to come, shaping not just the stories we see on screen but the broader societal narratives they reflect. In the wake of the 2025 Dayton Peace Accords commemoration, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg issued a powerful call for increased military spending among member nations, emphasizing the need for heightened preparedness in the face of growing threats from Russia. His remarks resonate strongly within the context of escalating geopolitical tensions, particularly as the ongoing conflict in Ukraine continues to draw international scrutiny. Stoltenberg's address highlighted the changing security landscape in Europe, driven largely by Russia's aggressive military posture and the destabilizing actions that have characterized its foreign policy. In an era where threats are multifaceted and evolving, he stated, it is imperative that we bolster our defense capabilities to ensure collective security. This statement underscores NATO's commitment to adapting its strategies in response to external pressures, particularly from Moscow. The call for increased military expenditure aligns with ongoing discussions within NATO about the necessity of enhancing deterrence measures. Member states have been urged to meet or exceed the alliance's defense spending guideline of 2% of GDP. Stoltenberg noted that nations that have not yet reached this benchmark must take immediate action, declaring, every ally must contribute their fair share to ensure that NATO remains strong and united. As the geopolitical climate continues to shift, the implications of these recommendations extend beyond mere financial contributions. Experts argue that increased military spending is not just about procurement but also about fostering resilience against hybrid threats, including cyber warfare and disinformation campaigns that have become hallmarks of Russian strategy. A report from the NATO Defense College indicates that hybrid threats are expected to increase, necessitating a comprehensive approach that integrates military readiness with intelligence and cyber capabilities. Meanwhile, Ukraine's Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha expressed optimism about ending the war with Russia within the year, stressing the importance of sustained pressure on Moscow. We are ready to talk in any format about the steps that could help bring this war to an end, Sybiha stated, dismissing Kremlin claims regarding President Zelensky's legitimacy as absurd. His remarks reflect a broader sentiment within Ukraine that active U.S. involvement and support from NATO allies are crucial for achieving a just peace. The emphasis on military spending and defense readiness takes on added significance in light of recent reports detailing the resurgence of organized crime in Germany, which is increasingly intertwining with state actors including Russian criminal networks. As Robert Muga highlights in his analysis, the complexity of organized crime in Europe is escalating, with implications for national and regional security. The German Federal Criminal Police Office has noted that criminal networks are exploiting gaps in governance, raising alarms about their potential to undermine the rule of law. The ramifications of these developments suggest that NATO's strategic focus on military readiness must also include an awareness of the broader security challenges posed by organized crime and hybrid warfare. In this context, Stoltenberg's call for increased defense spending is not merely a budgetary concern, it represents a holistic approach to safeguarding democratic values and political stability across the alliance. As NATO and its member states grapple with these multifaceted challenges, the dialogue around military investment will likely evolve, with a renewed emphasis on collaborative measures that extend beyond traditional defense paradigms. The future will undoubtedly bring further developments in both the military landscape and the geopolitical arena, necessitating an agile and responsive strategy from NATO as it faces the realities of a complex and interconnected world. In a groundbreaking development that blends environmental sustainability with resource extraction, researchers have proposed an innovative method for mining nickel and other essential metals for clean technology by utilizing captured carbon dioxide (CO2). This dual-purpose strategy not only aims to address the pressing issue of climate change but also seeks to tap into the growing demand for metals critical to battery production and renewable energy technologies. The potential of CO2 as a mining tool comes from its ability to dissolve specific types of rocks deep within the earth. According to Quinn Miller, a researcher at the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory (PNNL), injecting CO2 into olivine-rich formations can effectively free up nickel and other key metals while permanently sequestering the greenhouse gas in a mineralized form. By doing this surgical mining and doing things deep downhole, we're able to keep what we don't want down there and bring up the stuff we want, Miller explained. This approach aligns with broader efforts to mitigate climate change by reducing atmospheric CO2 levels while simultaneously meeting the growing material needs of the clean energy sector. Nickel in particular has become a focal point due to its crucial role in lithium-ion batteries which power electric vehicles and renewable energy storage systems. The global transition to greener technologies has sparked an insatiable demand for nickel, often sourced through environmentally harmful mining practices. By integrating carbon capture with mineral extraction, this new method could pave the way for a more sustainable and responsible supply chain. The implications of this research extend beyond mere resource extraction. As nations strive to meet carbon neutrality targets, the ability to effectively sequester CO2 while extracting valuable metals could play a significant role in achieving these goals. The combined process not only addresses the environmental impact of mining but also offers a solution to the surplus of captured CO2 generated from industrial processes. While the research is still in its nascent stages, the prospect of carbon-negative nickel mining represents a significant step forward in the quest for sustainable resource management. It highlights the potential for innovative technologies to provide solutions to some of the most pressing challenges of our time: climate change and the need for sustainable materials. Looking ahead, the success of this approach will depend on further research and development, as well as the establishment of regulatory frameworks that support such integrated processes. As the world leans increasingly towards sustainable energy solutions, the convergence of carbon capture technology and resource extraction may hold the key to a more sustainable future where both the environment and the economy can thrive in harmony.